Welcome to a new video series on measure theoretic probability. This course will cover measure theory at essentially the same level of detail as any course that is dedicated only to measure theory. We will then follow up lessons in measure theory with lessons in how this applies to probability theory. So this video series will serve as a companion to the textbook by Kapinski and Kopp, so that's the textbook that I'll be using. And besides being a companion to the textbook, which would, I would say is, basically the same thing as just kind of reading and explaining what I see in the textbook, but it'll also act as kind of a course walkthrough because I will be making my own exercises as well as solving some of the exercises that are in the course textbook. I really want to emphasize that this video series is not intended to be a replacement for the textbook. I will not be showing the pages of the textbook, for one thing. I will not even cover everything that is contained in the textbook. And of everything that I do cover, which may be in the textbook, I will often not present it the same way that the textbook does. The intent behind this video series is to really provide a second resource and a second perspective so that it is easier for you to understand the textbook. Okay, let's talk about schedule. So I am going to aim for about 10 minutes per week on average. Now, this is a slow pace, and so my intent is going to be to skip the content of the textbook somewhat liberally based on what I see as, well, there's a typo, interesting, should be I-N-G. So anyway, the point being that I'm going to skip around. If there's anything that I think is boring or inessential, then I will skip it. You are always free to leave a comment if I skip anything that you'd like to see handled more explicitly. I cannot promise that I will respond quickly, but I will do what I can to answer questions in the comments, or if more elaborate issues come up, then I might make further videos to fill those gaps. Now, this is certainly a slow pace of getting through the material, and it's going to take a long time at that pace. I could probably pick up the pace a little bit more during, like, winter break and summer, over the summer and stuff like that, which this project may extend even into that. In fact, it's almost certain that it must at the rate that I'll be doing things. But, anyway, so there are certain times when I can pick up the pace. But if you would like to support my channel, you can find my Ko-Fi account at this web address, and you should see a link in the description below as well. Let's also briefly discuss some prerequisites. So I will assume that the viewer has taken and understood a previous course in real analysis. Really, you're probably most equipped if you've taken 2 semesters of real analysis, but at least one is pretty much necessary for this material. So this will imply, right, that I am assuming you are familiar with analytic and basic proof techniques and concepts. But importantly, I will not assume any background in probability or statistics. So if you have that background, that's great, but you'll probably find that it's not terribly helpful or harmful, of course, for being able to understand this material.